What's up, guys? This is Bernie here, along with Pete. And today what we got is a little No Mercy preview and prediction show with me and Pete over here.
Yes, sir.
Well, before we get started, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And let's just get started right into it. And there's no real particular order that we're going to go in, but we'll just go in the order that we see on our computers here. And the first match that we have is Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Peter, who you got?
Taking Finn in this one, obviously. I like him a lot. Like, I think he's one of their top dudes, just quality-wise. But there's no way he'll go under on Bray Wyatt, you know?
Right.
He's just too big of a star. And this is kind of... Wasn't he hurt for a while? Right?
Finn Balor?
Yeah.
Yeah, Finn Balor, since he had like a minor injury.
Is this his first big feud since being healthy?
No, he had a couple of feuds. He was like in like he hasn't been in any major storylines besides this one because they don't really have any plans for him at the moment. Especially since the last time he lost his Universal Championship.
Yeah.
He didn't he hasn't instated his rematch clause yet, which apparently
isn't that a meme? Nobody does it, do they, for the Universal Championship?
I mean, Kevin Owens hasn't done it. Finn Balor hasn't done it. I think maybe Roman Reigns might have been the only. I don't think he's won it yet.
I thought I read somewhere that nobody who's held it and lost it has ever instated their rematch.
Like, I feel like the only one that has is like Brock Lesnar because he's been battling Bill Goldberg, and that was like the storyline that was going on.
Good old Bill.
Yeah, but going back to the match here with Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor, I mean, this is just we already had this match at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
but now this time it's going to be Finn Balor just as the man versus Bray Wyatt, which I think it kind of loses a little bit of its luster because
Who won the first time
Finn Balor did,
okay,
because they weren't going to make the Demon lose.
I mean, I figured,
and that's kind of like why are we having this match again? Because Finn Balor's already won this feud, and I think it's time for him to move on to something else.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. WWE makes no sense at random points.
Here's the real question, though. Why doesn't Finn Balor have a different move set when he's in his demon getup?
That's what I wonder, too, because I think the only thing different about Finn Balor and Demon Balor is just the paint.
Yeah, I know, but he should have like a different moveset.
I know, and that's what I think the thing is everyone's been saying, or like some of the wrestling community has been saying, is that there should be a difference. You should be able to see a difference in the ring between Demon Balor and Finn Balor. I feel like Demon Balor should be more aggressive, better moveset, and the coup de grace shouldn't be his finisher.
No,
it should be something
like
different.
A Kali Ma, like a heart rip out of the chest. Imagine they go like full out of the PG era, right?
Right.
And they have Finn Balor do some crazy promo, and then he has like fight against Bray Wyatt, right? Mm-hmm. And they're ready for Bray Wyatt to leave the company,
right?
And they literally have Finn Balor just rip him,
rip him to shreds,
the ring, and there's just gore everywhere. That would be crazy.
Yeah,
Finn Balor's got to win this one.
Yeah, the only thing I wish would happen is that Finn Balor just move away from this Bray Wyatt feud, and kind of we start the Balor Club, or the Bullet Club version in the WWE, or the club.
I want to see Finn Balor feud with. He hasn't feuded with AJ Styles, has he?
No, they've been kept apart so far.
What I want.
I mean, we got a brand split so far. I don't know if we're gonna get like a superstar shakeup.
Yeah, AJ Styles isn't SmackDown, is he? I'm like the least qualified person to ever do like a preview for a pay-per-view on the internet ever. So this makes it a little interesting. I'm learning, and I'm getting prepared.
Don't worry, we're teaching them right.
Teaching them right down here.
Right here.
Put them together so they can have the best feud of all time. Finn Balor and AJ Styles.
Battle for the club.
Battle for the club. They need to feud.
Yeah,
are they still called the club?
Their
tag team.
I don't know if they're called the club. They still like reference the club. They're more of just Gal Anderson. That's like their tag team name. So
Gal Anderson.
Yeah, Gal Anderson.
That's awful. Who came up with that?
I mean, that's just like the nickname for it. I mean, it's really just Gallows and Anderson. That's
so bad.
Just like there's no real nickname for Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose right now.
They should be Shield 2.0.
Shield 2.0.
Shield 1.5. That's better because I like that.
1.5. But yeah, like he said, I think I got Finn Balor winning, and that's really all we need to talk about that one. So let's move on to another useless match, which is going to be the Cruiserweight title between Neville and Enzo Amore.
Mm-hmm.
So do you know what's been going on backstage with Enzo or no?
I just know he has like a bunch of heat, right? Nobody likes him. Isn't that the thing that's going on?
Yeah, like he's just had a backstage heat because the character he plays on TV is like what he is in real life, which is Enzo annoying.
That makes it better though. That makes him a better character.
Yeah, but you know, everyone in the locker room doesn't like his antics. He brings like special women backstage and all this other kind of stuff. And every week on Raw so far, Enzo's been getting buried.
Wasn't the Miz burying him for a bit?
Yeah, so
didn't that happened once or twice?
We got the Miz burying Enzo on a promo.
Okay.
And then later getting beat down by the Miz Taraj. And then
Bo Dallas.
And then this week we had, I don't know if you watched, but we had Braun Strowman come out and literally just power slam him.
I just keep seeing a picture of Enzo over his shoulder like a little infant.
Yeah, I mean, every week Enzo's been getting buried, and even he can't save the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
205 Live is just buried itself. And I don't know, I feel like putting Enzo on 205 Live buries any credibility that 205 Live has. Because you have such great wrestlers. I don't know if you watched the Cruiserweight Classic or not.
I didn't, but I've seen some of the matches after the fact. Like some of the best ones people said. Yeah,
so we had the Cedric Alexander in there, who's really good. Rich Swann is good. TJ Perkins was good in the thing. He's a little bit cringe on WWE, but he was good then. Brian Kendrick is good. I mean, these
TJ Perkins, the video game dude?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's awful. Was he good in the Cruiserweight?
He was good in the Cruiserweight.
Goodness, everything I've seen from him after the fact, which is all I've seen of him, is
you shouldn't base any of your opinions of these guys
on their WWE
career because they literally don't let them do anything besides WWE type moves, which I think is the reason why it's kind of getting buried. I think maybe we'll discuss this on the Gimmick cast this week or whatever we rename it. It's just like, how do we save the Cruiserweight division or how do we rebrand it?
I don't know. They got some good talent though, that's for sure.
And that's like the issue there. But, Neville's been holding it down for the Cruiserweight division. Probably the best work of his career.
Okay.
Since he's taken this heel persona.
Okay, so he's like a heel.
Yeah, he's a full-fledged heel.
He was a heel at the end of his NXT time, wasn't he? Or was he more just it was him against Sami Zayn and everybody liked Sami Zayn?
Yeah, so everyone liked Sami Zayn and Neville did some heelish tactics.
Okay. He was kind of a fledgling heel at the time. Right.
But now he's like a full-fledged heel.
I always liked Neville. He has that crazy match. I think we went to that when he and Seth Rollins had the WWE Championship match and he hit the red arrow. I think we were in person that match.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Neville can do some crazy
stuff. Neville
stuff.
Can do things. And that's why I think he'll hold the title against Enzo Amore. If Enzo Amore wins, then I think the Cruiserweight division itself loses credibility.
It seems like this seems like a squash match.
It should be a squash match because I think this will be the final nail in the coffin for Enzo. And maybe
hasn't Enzo always been kind of treated as as a wrestler? He's not.
No, he's
good.
No, not at all.
And they don't even pretend that he's like a good wrestler.
Yeah.
Do they?
I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, because to be honest, I don't watch 205 Live, so I don't know what's been going on in that area to really give you a full depth analysis of how Enzo Amore's been looking. Other than I know that he cheated to win in one of his matches to get to the Cruiserweight division, or not Cruiserweight division, sorry, the title.
The title match.
So
I think it's gonna be a squash. So
it'll probably be a squash. Final nail in the coffin for Enzo. Whether he gets fired or not, who knows?
If he gets fired, wow! If they give him a championship match just to fire him, do you think it would be like a fake firing or a real firing?
I think they won't do it on the TV, but I think they will backstage be like, yeah, Enzo, everyone in the locker room hates you now. I think it's time for you to go.
They bring him to a championship match and they fire him. That's kind of cruel, even for just I
mean, I thought it was cool to just get him power slammed by Braun Strowman this week after you just bury him.
Why would he keep going along with it?
I think it's just because if they don't, then I don't think they'll pay him and they won't get any TV time.
It's kind of like bullying.
Yeah, but that's what WWE's mentality is. I mean that's why we saw Mauro Ranallo quit SmackDown.
Who?
Mauro Ranallo?
I don't know who that is. So
he's a announcer. He's really good. He did the boxing match with Conor McGregor and.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Now that you say it, okay. He was in the WWE.
Yeah, he's really. Yeah, he's really good. Like, I'll show you some of the cruiserweight stuff, and I'll let you know.
All right, let's move on. I have one I want to talk about.
All right, go ahead.
Miz and Jason Jordan, I think is pretty interesting.
Okay.
I think we have a difference in opinion on this one too.
All right, what is
We've agreed on the first two. I think Jason Jordan's going to win. I think that they're giving him a big push right now. Right. And I think that like the Kurt Angle stuff from what I've seen, obviously nobody thinks it's real. Even kids don't think that's real. Yeah. That he's this kid. So I think that they're just going to like maybe start sweeping that under the rug and just try and push him organically rather than with some crazy storyline. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to give him the title and have him feud with The Miz. Because right now, from the promos I've seen from The Miz, yeah, he's like at his best ever. Which I guess isn't saying much because he's had some awful stinkers, you know?
Yeah, I mean, when he had that WWE Heavyweight Championship run, that was pretty bad.
He had the WWE Championship a couple times, too. I mean, he's definitely looked pretty good. On the mic especially, he's been very good recently. So, I think they're going to use The Miz to push Jason Jordan forward. Possibly do the same kind of thing they're trying to do with Roman and John Cena, where John is kind of pushing Roman on the mic. Right. I think The Miz is going to try and push Jordan on the mic to get better.
See, I think I agree with you there, but I'm going with the fact that, well, I'm going with The Miz winning here, but the thing I see here is that we have The Miz winning.
Okay.
And then what's going to happen later, I think, is that Jason Jordan is going to have to go through the Miz Taraj first, which what should have been done first. Like, Jason Jordan should have been battling Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel 1-on-1 to get to The Miz and kind of build that organically that way. But maybe they'll do it this time where it's like Jason Jordan almost tastes gold. He wants it really bad.
Yeah.
His dad has to pull in a couple strings because that's his father trying to get him that championship thing.
That's awesome.
And maybe we see that The Miz says, no, you're going to have to go through my Miz Taraj first in order to get to me.
The Miz Taraj. What they should have done, right? This is super heel move. They had the Miz Taraj in that 5-way. Was it a 5-way fight or a 6-way on Raw?
For a 6-pack challenge.
Okay, so they had the 6 dudes. They have one of the members of the Miz Taraj win, preferably Bo Dallas because he's the best. Then they have the Miz versus Bo Dallas at No Mercy.
Right.
And it's just like he lets him pin him right at the beginning. And Jason Jordan comes out like, are you kidding me? And then they brawl, and then it starts to build the feud up. You know? You have the Miz doing some really heel-like things. Jason Jordan earns his way to the title, not given it.
Yeah. The thing with Jason Jordan to me is that he's a good wrestler. Like, the matches he had against Roman Reigns, John Cena, beautiful. Like the Northern Light suplex that he does, like to perfection. But the only thing that's missing is that charisma, and just like his. Because now entrance music also kind of makes a difference. His entrance music for his theme song is not very good as well. So it's kind of like
I don't think I've ever heard it. I've just watched the matches. Yeah. I usually skip the intros and stuff.
It's just very like a generic dude. Like, just your 2K generic dude.
Yeah, that's kind of what he was at NXT, too. I remember watching him then. He was kind of just a dude. So he was with that other Ty Dillinger.
No, Chad. Well, I guess, yeah, because he was trying to find a tag.
That was back in
He was trying to find a tag team partner and end up with Chad Gable. I think they should have stayed with American Alpha, but...
Ty Dillinger, J. Joe. That was the old tag team name that I came up with. Ty Dillinger and Jason Jordan with Ty Dillinger, J. Joe. All right, let's move on. Which one do you want to talk about next?
Let's go to the Raw tag team titles. So Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Cesaro and Sheamus.
Okay.
This one, to me, I'd have Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins winning. I think Cesaro and Sheamus have already had their time with the title before they lost it to Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And I just think, to me, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins have a better storyline that you can play into where there's, a couple weeks down the line, there's some tension between the two, and then we could have Dean Ambrose turn heel and betray Seth Rollins.
Okay.
And I think maybe that was what will happen.
I'll probably lean the same way. I have a feeling that Sheamus and Cesaro are gonna win. Yeah. My gut says they're gonna win just because it's WWE. But I'm gonna go against the gut, and I'm gonna say Ambrose and Rollins are gonna win this one.
Yeah. Too. And I know WWE likes to swerve us a lot with just random losses, especially that Nakamura and Jinder Mahal match. I'm still irked about that.
I want to see the Hardy Boys do their broken mat thing, right?
I think they were going to against the Revival, but the problem was that the Revival got injured.
Okay, so let's just change it up and do it for the titles, the tag titles against Ambrose and Rollins.
And I really thought that's what was going to happen because they did have a match.
Yeah.
Facing each other, so I thought, oh, maybe we'll get this great match at No Mercy. But
I hope that happens because there's a lot of built-in storyline you can do with broken Matt in Jeff Hardy against Ambrose and Rollins, where you have like broken Matt and Ambrose cutting funny promos in the back together, where they're both like just crazy, you know. And then you have like Rollins and Jeff Hardy kind of standing off to the side, just shaking their heads like, "This is what we're dealing with," you know. That would be funny. Like it's already a built-in storyline you can do with all four of the dudes. It'd be great. And then imagine the matches those guys would have.
They had a great match when I watched when they first faced off.
Yeah.
The Monday after SummerSlam.
But that was just a regular.
Yeah, that's just a regular.
Match. Imagine like a ladder match with the four of them.
I know. It would have been so good.
Gracious. I mean, it doesn't mean we might see it for all we know. You know.
Yeah, maybe later. But let's move on to the next. Oh, my bad. Did you make your? Oh, you said Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I think I'll take Ambrose and Rollins too.
That's what I'm going with as well. And let's move on to the next title matches. We got the Raw Women's title. Alexa Bliss versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax versus Emma in a fatal 5-way match. Oh, no. Oh, no, 6-way. It's a 6. This is because that's why.
Why?
Because Bayley's in there now. Bayley's in there, and it just kind of...
It's 5, right?
No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it is 5.
Yeah,
I'm dumb. Anyway.
No, you're fine.
Anyway.
I don't really care too much about this. I don't have any knowledge of any of what's going on. I'm just going to say Sasha Banks because I think she's the best.
I think she's the best too, but I think it's Nia Jax because the way after SummerSlam that I've been watching Raw, there's been a little bit more focus on Nia Jax and her wanting the championship now. Like it's
what's her gimmick?
She's not like most girls.
What does that mean? She's just like a dude, like built like a dude? No. I don't mean to be mean, but is that what her thing is?
No, she's like more of like almost like a Braun Strowman, but of the women's division. But the problem with her is that her voice doesn't match her like look.
What is her voice like? Mickey Mouse? Like,
no, it's just very like nasally annoying. I don't know. To me, it's very nasally and annoying.
That's funny.
And nothing that would interest me to see him. I think she would be perfect if she had a manager to talk for her, because then she would come off more as like a badass and more intimidation coming from her. But you know, this is more focused on Nia Jax time.
You think she's gonna win?
I think she's going to win, and we're also going to see that Asuka's coming to Raw. Has been the teaser trailers for it.
I did read somewhere that that's not gonna happen for a while.
Yeah, because she got injured. So
isn't it supposed to be November?
Yeah, I think sometime like that.
She's pretty much guaranteed the title, though.
Yeah, I think what they want to do with Asuka is that they want to give her the longest title reign for a woman ever.
Wow.
Because they believe in her that much, and the way that she's been on NXT is ridiculous.
Where was she before? Like before the WWE?
I can't remember.
Because she seems like I just don't know her. Was she like really established before she...
Yeah, I think she was really established. Everyone thought she was a badass and everything like
Interesting, yeah. I just don't know who it is. Their promos they're cutting for her are kind of cool, though, with like the mask or whatever. It's pretty interesting.
But other than that, I think... And then Emma, of course, is in this match. I love Emma. I think she's great, but she's only there probably to take the pin.
Do you think she's the one getting pinned?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know, though. I would assume. Out of all those people.
Yeah. And like the thing that makes me mad about this match is that Bayley's in there for no apparent reason. She literally came back last night because it's San Jose. We're recording this on Tuesday, by the way. That's why I said yesterday. And she came in because San Jose is where she's from.
Okay.
To make a return from her injury that she had on her shoulder.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand how she got put in the title picture. She literally just came back.
Hey guys, look, it's Bayley. She's back.
I mean, I understand that she won the match that would have guaranteed her a championship opportunity.
Yeah.
But it just didn't make any sense to me that
for her instantly
have that back. Like, she should have made it a statement after this match happened to be like, hey, I won the match and I'm guaranteed a opportunity to fight for the title.
Yeah, so like whoever comes out with it on the other side, that's the feud, her versus them.
And that's where I just get annoyed with, like, just hot-shotting people that don't really deserve it at the time to just be in these title matches.
Did she not have some heat before she got injured too?
I don't know if there was some, I don't know if it was heat, but they definitely made her character look really weak. Okay. Like, we saw in the candlestick match, on a pole match. Salute to Vince Russo.
What did you just say to me? What does that mean?
Candlestick on a pole match?
What does that mean? So, kendo stick.
Yeah, the kendo stick.
Whoa. I thought you were saying candlestick on a match, or on a pole match. And all I could assume was a big pole in the center of the ring with a candle that was lit at the top, and somebody has to, first one to get up there and blow it out wins. Yeah. Why has that not been a match?
I'm sure Vince Russo would have came up with that back in the 90s.
Vince Russo probably would have come up with that. You're right.
But anyways, so like going with that, she was in this candlestick match. She made to look like a complete like weakling, like a wimp.
Who was she in it with?
Well, she was against Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
So, we saw that she was scared to use the kendo stick on Alexa Bliss because she had it in her hands and she was just scared to use it or even hit Alexa. And then Alexa just comes in she grabs the kendo stick from Bayley and then just beats the shit out of Bayley with the kendo stick.
Just right upside the head.
Which, it just completely buries her character. I thought it would have been more appropriate for Bayley to come back at a later date. Okay. Because she didn't really get, of course she was in her hometown, so she got a little bit of cheers, but it wasn't like overwhelming, like, Bayley's back, let's just celebrate her coming back.
Yeah, if you wait for anybody, they get instant pops just because they've been gone for a while.
Yeah. So, that's our little rant that we had on the Bayley being in the match. But let's move on to the next match. We're going to go with the Roman Reigns versus John Cena match. Okay. So this one's a little bit up in the air for me.
It's a WrestleMania caliber.
This is a very WrestleMania caliber-esque match that they have on a B-level pay-per-view. Which, I understand why, because John Cena is going to make his movie. So he's not going to be there for a long time. Yeah. But it's still kind of like cheating the fans out of like a good WrestleMania-esque moment.
Yeah. Maybe they just think John's going to be gone for a while, though. And they're like, let's do it now and get it out of the way.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be probably back till WrestleMania, maybe. Or the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he might come back.
Number 30.
Would that be like the 5th time that John Cena's come back from something and won the Royal Rumble?
Probably, but I don't think he's going to win. I'm praying and hoping this is like featured down the line that we're going to have a Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles match.
Kenny Omega debuts and
no. What? I see it as Shinsuke Nakamura wins the Royal Rumble to face AJ Styles, who will be the WWE champion. Or WWE Heavyweight Champion. Okay. And then they face the main event in WrestleMania.
I can see that.
But anyway, we're going to go back to this match. Roman Reigns versus John Cena. They've been having back and forth promo battles between each other. John Cena's been killing it in the promo battle between Roman Reigns. This past Monday, Roman Reigns was by himself in the ring.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, he had some good points. Brought up the fact that when it was Cena versus The Rock, and Cena called out The Rock for the same stuff that John Cena's doing now. Mm-hmm. It's very hypocritical of John Cena to say anything.
I agree.
And, of course, Roman Reigns was going to win this promo battle because he was there by himself. So it's an automatic win.
The only way he can win. And sometimes he manages to lose the battle with himself. There's no way he doesn't win this match, though. Roman, that is. There's no way he doesn't win. It just makes no sense to have John win it, really. He doesn't have much left, like, as far as years are concerned doing it. He could do it for a while. But Roman has a lot more. John's about to leave. We all know he's going to leave. So put Roman over And just, I don't know. There's just no reason John should ever win this match.
Yeah, I don't think John is going to win this match. I think the way that it's been built, that Roman Reigns has been taking most of the punishment from John Cena in terms of verbal lashings and just, being challenged himself to where he's not been put before.
Yeah.
And I think this is like WWE's way of saying, okay, we're going to put Roman Reigns over. Hopefully, hopefully he goes over with the fans, which, won't happen at all.
This is what I'd like to see, right? And I'm going to harken back to an older match, all right?
Okay.
And it was Stone Cold and Bret Hart, and it was the match where Stone Cold came in as the heel and Bret Hart was the baby face, and by the end, Stone Cold was the face and Bret Hart was the heel because he took such a beating and he wouldn't tap out. I would love to see them do that with Roman Reigns and John Cena. I don't know if it would work, but I think it would be a good way to try and get Roman to look good.
Right.
Like he just gets brutalized for like the second half of the match, and he just doesn't give up. Like it would be a good look for Roman Reigns to be that kind of like that would actually almost make him the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
And if we see him take this beating, you might almost feel bad for him, and John could honestly do his like a semi heel turn for himself. We haven't seen it. Let's do it. Let's make John the heel and Roman the face. Switch everything up on its head.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're hoping. I think that's what they're hoping, something like that happens. The WWE's perspective, but I mean we've just been wanting a John Cena heel turn for a while.
It's not even necessarily that I want him to turn heel. I just think, like, as far as getting Roman over as a face, that would be a very efficient way to do it. And you could even almost do it where John doesn't look like a heel in the end, He's just like, Roman won't stay down, and he's trying to beat him. And then at the end of the match, he, like, gives him kudos. He's like, you know what? I should give you credit where credit is due. Like, you did your thing out there. You didn't give up.
Right.
You remind me of myself or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come up with some line like that.
Something cheesy like that. Yeah. That's cheesy. Hopefully they don't write it like that.
Yeah. So who do you have in this match?
Roman, 100%.
Yeah. Roman Reigns is probably going to win this match. And we'll see if this will propel him to hopefully getting the fans to cheer for him.
It's a good chance. If there's anybody to get you up. I mean, that's the thing about John Cena. He has such a tendency to bury people, but he can put people over too, like nobody else can. Yeah,
the people that he likes, he will put over.
Yeah, maybe we don't know how they are backstage or whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's discuss the two biggest, greasiest, oiliest men in the company.
The biggest and sweatiest of men.
Homo. We got Bork Laser, Braun Strowman coming together in a clash of meat and fury.
Meat and fury is definitely the right word for it.
That should be the name of this pay-per-view in remembrance of this colossal match. Meat and fiery anger. Braun Strowman will win this match.
Okay.
Coming out hardcore with the prediction. I think Braun is going to win. I think they're ready to put the man over as the top dog in the company.
Right.
I could see that Brock might want... I mean, this is going to sound funny, seeing as he only wrestles every once in a while. But I feel like he's going to go on like a hiatus for a little bit after this.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's not scheduled to appear at any more wrestling events until, I think, the Royal Rumble or even later than that.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Wow, my prediction just became real.
So, I mean, it boils down to this way. So if you give the title to Braun Strowman, the title is going to be there on Raw. You don't have to worry about elevating like the Intercontinental Championship or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then if Brock Lesnar wins, then the title is gone for a long period of time, and like the only title that really is there is going to be the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, and then they have like tag team.
And I don't trust WWE to book storylines without a title because that's how most of their storylines have been.
Yeah.
Because whether or not they've been lazy or not, that's how most of it's been. They're just very lazy. Don't like to put any effort in their storylines.
Mm-hmm.
But this right here, what we got with Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman, is a perfect reason as to they have the capability of building these storylines.
Yeah.
To have people's interest.
This one is almost like fell into their hands, though. You have literally two freaks of nature. You could tell the most basic story about these two dudes,
right?
And it would end up being good. But they chose to actually tell a pretty decent story, and just the evolution of Braun Strowman in the WWE ring has been so impressive that it's like it makes it that much better. You know, right. He's like the best protege to a Brock Lesnar type character that the WWE could have asked for. He's even bigger than Brock Lesnar is, you know?
Right.
And he's just such a freak that he dwarfs Brock Lesnar, you know? So having a dude like that fall into your hands who's not, as far as I know, anywhere near as skilled in actual fighting as Brock Lesnar is.
Right.
So you don't have the risk of having him leave for extended periods of time to go pursue other ventures and stuff like that. Like, we don't know if Brock Lesnar's ever going to go back to the UFC, which could happen. Still, there's still a lot of talk about it. So with a guy like Braun Strowman putting him over and establishing him as the biggest threat to everybody in the WWE, it's great storytelling, and it sets this good precedent for WWE. You know, they have a good person to take the charge of being the beast now,
right?
Because they don't know where Brock Lesnar is going to be in 2 years.
Yeah, and the only concern I have though about this is if Braun Strowman does win, is it going to be kind of a thing for Roman to come in and beat him?
It'd be so rough
because you know everyone and their mother is behind Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Because the way that they booked him, the way that he's been built up organically, and just all these other different elements that play into it, Braun Strowman has done it perfectly. I mean, there's no one's booing him. No one thinks he doesn't deserve the title.
Yeah.
Everyone wants Braun Strowman to win the title. And we just watched the promo battle. The segment that they had last night on Monday Night Raw. And, I mean, you could see in Braun Strowman's face that he's believable.
Yeah, he's very believable. Like, his character is great, you know? So, for him, it's great. And this is just a regular match, right? At No Mercy.
It's just a one-on-one.
No. See, like, if they could get Brock back for a couple more pay-per-views this year, right?
Right.
Because Royal Rumble is in January, right?
I think like February maybe.
All right, but it's in 2018, right?
Yeah, it's going to be in 2018.
So let's say they can keep Brock around for a couple more months and then give him a couple months off. You keep Brock and have a feud with them where, let's say you could even do like, not a street fight, but a no-holds-barred match between the two of them. Imagine the spots that you could have with Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman in a no-holds-barred match where they're like throwing each other off the big thing where they come out of. I don't even know. Like on the top of the ramp. There we go. So they're like throwing each other off the top of the ramp, and they're like outside throwing each other through car windows and stuff. It'd be crazy. It would be awesome. There's just a lot you can do with the two guys who can work the way they can. And I haven't really seen them work together in the ring. They had the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah,
right?
It's the Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam.
But did they have a lot of interaction between the two of them?
Yeah, there was like that. I mean, that's what kind of led up to this match was that we had Braun Strowman basically putting Brock Lesnar through like 3 or 4 tables.
Through the tables, right? But let's say this time we get like a legit one-on-one between the two of them. The spots can be crazy.
Right.
And they can just make stuff up, like crazy stuff up, because you have two giant dudes, like, and they're much better athletes than some of the big dudes we've seen before. Like, Great Khali. Even Andre the Giant isn't an athlete the way Braun Strowman is, you know?
Yeah.
Wasn't. Sorry, R.I.P. But you know what I mean, right? They're just like, these two dudes are giant athletes. So the spots are just immeasurable, the amount of stuff you can do.
Like, that's what's like good about Braun Strowman and his style is that he's very versatile and that he can wrestle a big man match, but he can also wrestle down to like I won't say a cruiserweight, but like someone that's less.
we could wrap it up.
What was that one? Was it saying something about?
He can wrestle a small man match. Just say he can wrestle a big man match or whatever.
So he can wrestle a big man match, but he can also wrestle like a person that's smaller than him, and he can wrestle to his ability.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's great about Braun Strowman. And I think the way that he's just like a big beast, a powerful dude, and and the thing I enjoyed was that he no-sold the hell out of that suplex.
Yeah, I mean the thing about that though is that it sets like a weird precedent as far. And I'm going to take it to Dragon Ball for a second, right? Power scaling in Dragon Ball. It sets a weird precedent for future moves for other people. So let's say Braun Strowman down the road is a Universal Champion, and he has a match with Finn Balor, right? How is he ever going to legitimately sell any move from Finn Balor, who is half the man of Brock Lesnar, when he no-sells a German suplex? I like it, but I'm also conflicted with it, where it sets like this weird he's too powerful scale for everybody else.
Right.
Cause even Roman Reigns has never beat Brock Lesnar one-on-one, has he?
No. I believe...
Well, he beat him at WrestleMania, right? And he had the championship for like 5 seconds, didn't he? Or did Seth Rollins come out and cash in before?
Seth Rollins came out and cashed in
I don't think Roman Reigns has ever beat Brock Lesnar clean. So like, you have Braun Strowman no-selling German suplexes, which destroyed John Cena.
Right.
I like it, but I'm conflicted.
Yeah, I mean, Braun Strowman is just, I think, because he's a Vince McMahon project, and I think Vince McMahon has a lot of stock behind him, I think that's the reason why Vince probably told Brock, like, hey, is there, we need you to German suplex him, but don't be surprised if he no-sells it.
Yeah.
Because have a look of fear or confusion on your face because
nobody's done this before.
No one's done it before.
Nobody no-sells the German suplex in my city of suplexing.
Yeah, so I mean, No Mercy overall, I mean, going back to it, I have Braun Strowman also winning. But, this pay-per-view overall, I just think it kind of sucks that they don't build WrestleMania's Survivor Series like this, because last year's WrestleMania was boring. It was too long. It was like 7 hours of wrestling. So it's brutal because you're watching it from like midday to like 9 or 10 o'clock at night here on the West Coast.
That's awful. Too long.
And I don't understand because they have the capability of booking these matches, but they just don't do it in the correct way, like they do for this No Mercy match. I mean, this No Mercy is having WrestleMania-esque matches on it.
When did SummerSlam already happen this
year?
year?
SummerSlam
or
already
not SummerSlam, that's not what I meant. Survivor Series?
No, it's happening next month, I believe.
See, imagine they have Brock Lesnar back, right? I would just want to see like the 5-on-5 match, the team match, with Brock on one side and Braun as the leader of the other. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it will still happen because we're still gonna get a superstar shakeup, hopefully.
Is that happening? Confirmed?
That's not confirmed. That's just rumors so far. I think they wanted to keep doing it, but they just haven't done it. So I think that would have been helpful because I think with that they probably would have moved some people. I'm sure Vince McMahon, who's really high on AJ Styles, wants him over on Raw.
Yeah, but then that means we can't get Nakamura, AJ.
I know, which is the only issue that we got. All right, guys, this is gonna do it for the preview and prediction show here with Peter. I'm Bernie. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.